kinds of people we're looking at here. Two different situations. If we both walked onto a plane, I would be the pilot. You would be a passenger. I am an innovator. You are an imitator. I'm a leader. You are a follower. I am a winner, and all of you are losers.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Exit stage left! Exit stage right! There is no place to run. All the fuses in the exit sign have been burned out. Now I'm the one doing the challenging.
And starting this moment from now, from this moment on, this will be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of the Professors of Wrestling.
I won that match last time, and I earned my spot.
Wow.
For the more contenders.
So that we're
You know,
going. We're going with that one. That really gets you riled up.
This is where I need to be, but
I just want you to hear it.
Something keeps bothering me here.
You checked his Facebook.
You see, I was on Facebook and I read a post from
You've memorized
one
that.
of these podcasts or whatever, and it said that
Like he couldn't even name drop
it
us.
had a disappointing outcome.
I don't even think that's what it exactly
A
said.
disappointing outcome.
Probably a similar
Is it
outcome.
a disappointing outcome because your
I would like
favorite
to quote.
didn't
I
win?
call fake news on that.
Major.
Or is it a disappointing outcome because I won
we
the
should
match?
talk about
See,
this later in the show.
You got it.
We'll talk about it later in the show.
I'll stop it. But what's up, Dave? How are you?
I'm good. What we were just less than 12 hours ago.
Yeah.
We were driving back from McClinney.
McClinney,
Florida, and discussing a lot of things as we're prepping, and we've had a busy month.
August was good to us in terms of wrestling.
Very, very much so. And keeping that in mind, that's helping us reach our goal to be Taco Bell famous. And we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to our YouTube page, because there's some things we're working on and we'll talk about later in the show. We will tease that. Again, we're brainstorming on different content ideas. I think we've got it hammered out. So I think it's something hopefully y'all are going to like, and it's going to be fun to produce and put together. Like our Facebook page, that has been growing at a great pace. We thank everybody in there. Let us know what you think. Provide us feedback. Again, we're not above criticism from wrestlers, from fans, from anybody out there. We always appreciate the feedback and content. Share it all. Spread the word. Join the discussion. Be a part of the community, because we are a community. We see the same people there.
Yeah, we do. We just see you all, and you see us, and it's pretty cool.
Yes, we appreciate that. And I think that's one of our plugs. We have merchandise that we're terrible at selling.
Yeah, we have merch. Just say the secret password, and
it's do you have merch?
Do you have merch? And we'll pull that merch out.
And I think we'll be getting the graphic, and we're doing some shirts and whatnot.
Yeah, our graphic designer's back in the States. So.
That is true. But that brings us to our botch takes from the last episode. It's been 3 weeks.
Man, what a time.
Well, we didn't do it because we did the live show.
Right, so you've seen us.
Yes.
This botch take comes from Aiden Knight. We used his show name instead of his work name, and it was supposed to be Alexander Knight at the DCCW show, not Aiden Knight.
That was probably me. I'll own that.
Okay. I think this one definitely was me. Second, there was another wrestler on the show we called O3.
Yeah.
His name is D3.
Okay.
And I think that was just a typo.
That could be.
But,
He's the Prince of Rome.
Prince of Rome.
I don't get where the D3, even if it is an O3. Whoever, whatever. That I don't know how he became D3. But anyway, we'll talk about him later on.
Yeah.
And this is our terrible transition to news. We've got a full news calendar.
Yeah.
On here. Do you want to just...
I'll take off the calendar.
Yeah.
We are very busy in September. We're headed to EPW, September 7th. Waycross Trembling Earth Rec Complex.
That looks like a good card.
I'll have to look back at it, but probably...
I know we're going to have Hold My Beer, Mike Payne.
It's always a joy to see Mike Payne.
I could go back and look at the poster, but it's pretty looking good.
Okay. SWA returns to Pavo September 21st. Gridiron.
And what's that going to look like? We don't know.
We don't know. Will, Rod Grimes catch a win? Increase that winning streak? Who's he really beefing with now in SWA?
Will the Renegades make it back?
And how will Trash Force respond?
Exactly.
Spinebuster returns to Mathis Auditorium September 18th.
Ooh, and we're both looking forward to that.
We are.
That was a strong show.
Later on in the show, we have some choice words for some choice people.
Yes.
Solid Rock Championship Wrestling. This one I'm very excited to go to, October 19th at Thomas County Middle School. That whole anti-bullying prospect.
We appreciate Landon Lashley for inviting us to be a part of that.
And I think that's really...
And you could go back and watch the pre-show. He talked about it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And we need to thank Order 66 for helping make that happen also.
It was a great time, and we really appreciate Order 66.
Yes.
Sunbelt, we can't wait to see them soon enough.
Oh, that was, again, the last couple shows we went to were booked.
Yeah.
Great. And I don't think I use that adjective lightly.
Sunbelt knows how to come back with a bang.
Yes. One of our mantras, because we live in the VLD, the Valdosta is one of the places we go to watch local wrestling, and that is literally down the street from my house. It is it'd be like a 10-minute walk. It's a 2-minute drive. Mathis Auditorium. It's where the Spinebuster calls home. And there's a page created. If you live in the Lowndes County area or whatever, you come and watch Spinebusters. Come out and support it. The city auditorium is presently being put up for sale to South Georgia Medical Center. And vast majority of people don't know about it. Spread the word. Let's save this. There's been a lot of concerts there. There's been a lot of recitals there. There's been a lot. It's just an asset to the community. So check out Save Mathis Auditorium, please. That is our PSA for the week right there. And what other news do we got, Dorrian?
After suffering a heart attack, Ref David has been placed on medical leave until he's cleared by his doctors. We wish him a safe and speedy recovery, and we hope that he can come back strong.
We do. We saw him at the last show, but he wasn't in the ring.
Right.
So, also keep in mind, in November is when SWA will be collecting canned goods, food, toys for local charities. It's it's the season for giving, and a lot of these local promotions are really good at giving back to the community. So definitely, if you're going to any SWA event, check to see what they're looking for and help out. That's some great work.
I'll have to stock up on my cans.
Yes. See what you haven't used that hasn't expired.
But it's in a can.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has expiration dates.
Okay. This next one is some pretty amazing news. Shalandra Royale, Rookie Royale, made her AEW debut last night. She is the former Gladiator champion.
Yes. She's also last year the winner of the Dusty Rhodes Scholarship.
So one could say that she is definitely on her way up and up.
She has a lot of positive heat.
Yeah.
As they say, in the entertainment business, in the comedy world, it's like you're getting heat means you're getting press, you're moving your way up. I mean, that's the second person, that's the second Gladiator champ we've seen go to AEW. Sunny Days was the first one.
Yeah, so maybe that's the road to fame.
Yeah, stepping stone. Spinebuster may secretly provide the good luck charm, and that may be the Spinebuster. So, question mark.
Who's in their ear?
Yes. J2 Strong is returning, and we got exclusive on that if you were watching the pre-show, and let's cut right to exactly what he said.
Yeah, let's cut to it.
Give y'all a little bit of taste of what my return is going to be.
Ooh, whoa. This is breaking news here.
Yes, please do.
So right now, doctors are saying I'm doing pretty well. I should be returning by February of next year, which is the estimated time where that's going to be coming out.
Okay.
So.
Well, that was, on my face, I was just like, that's pretty amazing just to have him back in.
Yeah.
Him coming back strong, recovery's going well. J2 Strong is definitely is the person to bring balance back to Spinebuster, I think, when he comes back.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty exciting time in February.
I think where is he going to slot in? And it seems like him and Proc, their bond is just because they've had some personal struggles, bringing them together, and maybe they come back in the tag team. I mean, just come back and work in the tag team division. Do they support each other in the singles? Who knows what's going to happen with that? But I'm glad he's on the road to recovery. You don't want to see anybody get hurt in the ring, particularly by AMH, America's Most Hated.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. We had a bomb dropped on us.
Yeah, this one was definitely sad time. Johnny Maverick walks to the center of the ring, and we're thinking, well, he's not going to be he's going to wrestle later on in the show.
Right.
It's not one of those times, and he drops one of those bombs of announcing his retirement.
It was unusual because we'd never see him on the mic much.
Right.
It's just not his thing.
He'd rather fight for the championship, and that's it. He fights, and let's go.
And brought, due to injury, and talked about the bump count, how many bodies, and I think it gets considered fake. But these, we sit there and we cringe at sometimes some of the falls and the bumps that they take. And it takes a lot of skill to be able to land those and execute those. So you're gonna get hurt, but when from the outside he looks like a physically strong dude,
right?
But we don't know what's going on inside. You got back, you have knees, you have brain issues now that they're more aware of that. So I can appreciate that he's looking out for himself in the long term, because you don't want to. I mean, you see some of those old NFL players that are just crippled,
right?
And he's a young man still. So thank you. We've been paying homage to Johnny on the page. So,
and the responses from the wrestlers in the locker room, them coming all out, definitely was impactful. Seeing Preston Paradise come out with the Bad Guys Inc. Shirt, almost was definitely a great moment.
That was great homage, and I think they were just as surprised as we were.
Yeah.
This is an issue I've been talking to with Order 66, the People's Heir, is attacks on refs. They seem to be up more. People more aggressive towards refs. I don't know if that's a cultural issue going on, but Mike Payne was definitely up in Duke's face. We saw that last night at DCCW where Kyle Weaver, they were in Kyle's face.
Man, I mean, I understand Kyle. The Iron Ref misses a lot of calls.
Okay.
I mean, Duke is Duke, but the Iron Ref, I can understand that.
You can? You're sympathetic to the referees?
I am.
Pardon me, to the wrestlers.
To the wrestlers, because when you count 3 and I see your hand hit 3.
But that wasn't a miscount by Kyle last night. That was the dude with the cell phone belt thing.
Cell phone. Well, Iron Ref.
We called him the poor man's Duke.
Oh, because he had the cell phone belt. Nice. Some refs don't get it. Shouldn't deserve it, especially Sweeper. Sweeper got his first taste of Preston Paradise.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, and Shalonda got that too as well.
Yeah, she got her fair share of Preston.
So
maybe that's his stick. Whoever's the ref.
Just abused. So this is something to look forward to, and how our promotion's going to handle that stuff.
Imagine, here we go, a ref walkout.
Strike?
Yeah.
Protest?
They just walk out, and then you have to have, who knows, Shotgun Charlie Walker being the ref.
Or Connor.
Yeah.
More about him later. I thought I put this in a better order when I was doing this, so this is my fault. We should put this up with the other SWA things. These are all SWA kind of announcements. Due to the haunted house in Pavo, SWA will not be on the third week in October as they normally are. They're going to be in Newton, Georgia for the Battle by the Flint as a replacement day. So it will be moving a little bit north instead of in its normal place. On September 28th, they'll be fighting for the kids at benefit for the how do you pronounce that?
Wasu
Rec Department in Wasu, Florida. You can't botch take that one. This is I didn't phonetically look that up. I'm not doing that on purpose. In October, see, we already have the Battle for the Flint on October 5th. I just put that in there twice. So I'm calling my own botch take. We're skipping that one.
Sounds good.
All right. You want to talk about this?
This one's pretty exciting. Professors, we're looking to produce new content, and we want to shoot in October. We're thinking about doing roundtables, a series of roundtables in which we pull from veterans of independent wrestling, rising superstars of independent wrestling, women of independent wrestling, and as well as promoters. We want to give fans, give viewers that impact of what does it mean once the lights turn off, once the lights turn on, and how that impacts what you see it in your everyday situation.
I think we also want to highlight some of the great talent
for sure
that we have that come through all the promotions in the area that are, maybe get overlooked. And I think I reflect back to something I heard many years ago, like in the 1900s when I was in college. And it's talking about going to see some artist play, and he's just super talented, and why isn't he getting any traction? Why isn't he blowing up? And it was referred to me as like, well, just be lucky you get to see that talent in your area. So it's kind of like we have a best kept secret with a lot of this talent in South Georgia, North Florida.
Yeah.
These are discussion points. Let's transition to the car ride talk, something to chew on. And this is a discussion really we talked about last night coming from McClenny, is the importance of good ring announcing.
Yeah, I don't think the ring announcer has to get in every single time.
I think this, and I reflect back to the stand-up comedy, when you're the host,
yeah,
the compare, as they're called in Canada and Europe, your job is to move the show forward. Particularly if you're hosting a comedy show or something like that, is to keep things going, not slow things down. Read the audience, and you're not the show. The talent, the wrestlers, the comedians, the headliners, or whatever, that is what people came to see, not to see the ring announcer. And so, how do you make that go? I think good ring announcers are just like are like an important asset. And hidden, things that we don't think about. And I think we kind of got a little frustrated with some of the ring announcing because we know, I don't know, I'm thinking how to phrase this, it's like it feels like it's slowing down the show sometimes.
Oh, for sure. What is it? I related to something Suge Knight said, and that's probably not like
a good reference point.
Right, but it's like if you don't want the person all dancing all in the videos, slowing everything down, taking the shine away from the wrestlers, let's go to Death Row Records.
Okay. We know who's referenced right there.
Oh, yeah. And mine is just like, come on. Like, at some point, we get it. Hey, Shirley Sue, thank you for screaming so loud.
Right.
We don't need to announce it every 6 times in the world.
Because you have a great match.
Right.
And then you slow it down for the next match.
Let's keep that momentum.
You're making those cats have to work harder when they get into the ring.
Because everyone's tired by that point.
Yeah, and that was something. I'm sorry?
A good one, a good take on this one, though. I will say, out of the ones that we saw this month, Shotgun Charlie Walker is advancing the technology field of hosting. Came out there with his iPad, maybe it was his Kindle Fire.
Whatever.
But he had all of his notes right there on it versus that piece of paper that you normally see here.
And when the lights go out, you can't see it if you've handwritten it, if you have bad handwriting.
Shotgun was on it. He said they weren't going to catch him slipping.
I appreciate that. Let's use technology where it's available, hitting the ring, the bell, all that, getting things going. But again, it's not about you ring announcers. It's about what the talent in the ring. Your job is to move it forward. I mean, that's just my take. It may not be popular, but I'm willing to take the heat on it. What do you all think? What is the ring announcers? I think it's just the same difference. Like the importance of good managers and valets, the roles that they play within it, and like there's some really good managers / valets in here. We were talking about. It's going to pay me to say this. We're going to talk about him here shortly. El Nino.
Great. He's great at his job.
He is. we're not fans, but we can, as a professionals, we can appreciate his work. Personally,
nah,
we're not fans.
But when he comes out with Embra Kato, or Embra Kato comes out with him, they already discussed their plans of how they're going to operate.
Yeah.
And it works to a T.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Dandy Jack.
Yeah. Hollywood
from, what is it, DCCW?
Yeah.
I got to say, that was a pretty nice suit.
We've seen him at Pose, too.
Well, I mean, poses.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other can of worms. I'm just giving you the reference point right there.
I appreciate it.
So we can appreciate good valets and managers, and we've got some really good ones down here. And who is going to replace that? I mean, they can't do it forever.
They cannot, and it seems like I'm waiting for... Well, Lexi Gomez had someone that was on the younger up-and-ups.
Yeah.
To take on El Nino, but what happens? Who are the young managers and young valets rising?
That is a good question. If you see anybody out there, let us know. These are people we're going to be on the watch for. One thing that we've been kind of harsh about is storyline.
Yeah.
And why is this person wrestling this one? Even if it's a cold match, two dudes or ladies that haven't met each other, why? Not only the storyline within the match, but like why should they be wrestling each other?
Right.
And I would say one of the things that we talked, like I thought, like the last Spinebuster, a great storyline. They had to make some last minute adjustments.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I mean the news of
with
Maverick
the unexpected retirement of him, but the storylines and we'll talk more about it when we get into our opinion. You know what we talk about in the show. It was I felt perfectly paced.
Yeah.
Well, I got why they were like Ashton was wrestling Creed. I got going on there. Same thing with like Sunbelt. You know, these are kind of like some one-offs to an extent. Great storylines, and I think even local promotion storyline matters. And sometimes they try to cram too much into one event. I felt like the last couple shows we've gone to, that wasn't the case.
Right. Well, you sometimes maybe probably don't see me doing it, but I'll be live tweeting. I've gotten into that.
Okay.
Because I treat these things like actual like television shows because they're super exciting.
Yeah.
So I've just started live tweeting these things, and my people like on Twitter are just like, oh man, this person almost died, or how do you do that? And it's pretty awesome to see if like a storyline flows, and then to see more of that social media push or an impact of how that can go. So
I'm excited to see where these storylines go.
Yeah.
And understanding that the talent's fluid a lot of ways in these independent promotions, because we see like Shalonda, we see Sunny Days, like who's the next that's going to be on the up and up and move on to whatever the next level is. So we understand you have to be a little bit understanding as fans and things like that, but we appreciate the work that goes into it as well. Which brings us to our things we've been talking about, and we've been kind of pushing this.
We have. So whoever can book this match, please let us sit front row. We'd want to see El Nino versus Alexander Knight.
Definitely.
Doesn't have to be for a belt.
They've got heat.
Right? So the promotion is there. The comments are there.
Obviously, they don't like each other.
Right?
Obviously, and this was agitated by none other than El Nino himself on that. We saw Alexander Knight at DCCW in his debut there. He said, let's make it happen. And I agree. We don't run a promotion. I don't think we aspire to put together a promotion.
We do not.
But this is a match I would love to see. And I would love to see Alexander Knight. I'm unabashed. I'm not going to be neutral on this. Just wallop El Nino.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think that would be something we both see.
Yeah.
Maybe if we just throw him a keyboard and he could smack it over El Nino's.
That would be the only way he would know how to win the round is, like, sit behind. And we'd have to bring us some sort of screen or something like that he could hide behind.
Make it a hardcore match.
Yes. Within that. And I was thinking about this as prepping this morning. Is, we talk about what we want to go to and do we want to go back and things like that. Is there any promotions that we're sleeping on? And that's just kind of a rhetorical statement out there for the listeners. Suggest us. I mean, I'm just looking for suggestions. And it's got to be reasonable drive distance. Like, there's no way
We're driving to Atlanta.
Yeah, or anything like that. But reasonable. We're talking, and I would say anything like, I don't know. I guess we'd have to see what people send us.
Right.
I mean, would we be willing to go to Jacksonville or Daytona?
It's only, like 30 minutes more.
Yeah. Do we want to go to Tampa?
Tampa has been sounding pretty interesting.
So, what are some promotions we're sleeping on that we need to go check out and talk about? Or, so let us know on that. Obviously, you can reach us on the Facebook page and message us. We're pretty good about responding to people.
Yes. The
only audience take I had in prepping this, and this came from somebody, and this is reference to Sunbelt. Who is El Chapo? Do you want to set that up?
Well, this person, I thought it was Chapo.
Chapo. It's Chapo. We caught her on botch there.
I got you. We're knocking these out. This person was all red, wearing an all red mask, hints of black, hiding under the ring during the El Nino, Landon Lashley. He was quick. Quick and thrifty the way, but he didn't handle his business, seeing as he took out Embra.
Yeah.
Kato.
How did he get under there? I mean, seriously, that was a question.
It was a packed place.
Small, intimate, personal venue.
And no one saw him get under.
Because you would have heard somebody go, "What's going on?" Because he was like in a Harley Quinn checkered kind of outfit with the mask. He was not demure outfit.
Right.
Very flashy.
I don't know how it happened to where, like, that's the great question of the world. How do you get under there? And then how do you move around so well to where when people went checking under the ring, they couldn't find him?
When did he get there?
Yes.
That's the magic one.
Was he under the whole time during the battle?
What is El Chapo's, what is that, whoever that is, what is their role going to be in the future? Because obviously...
the Caribbean Kid is not with El Nino.
No, that is no more. I think that, but and he was calling for him at DCCW, but he's bad company.
Bad company.
Bad company. Which takes us to, fresh in our minds, DCCW at the Baker County Fairgrounds in McClinney, Florida. Just kind of, you want to go through the matches?
Yes. I will say, before we start, it looked like a flea market of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like merch, and that was pretty cool. The idea that all those merch tables, cameras, and lights, great production that was put on there.
I think I would be in agreement with you on that one. My first disappointment thing, it was burgers and bash, no burgers.
Yeah, I saw pizza. There's pizza and nachos. I saw a corn dog. Yeah, maybe I didn't come at the right time for the burgers, or they...
We were a little bit late. I was a little bit late because I had to run back to the house as I was going over to pick you up. But they started a little bit late, so it all worked out at the end.
Yeah. This first one, Seth Daniels versus Prince Handsome.
Yeah.
I'd seen probably neither of these, but I was rooting for Seth Daniels.
Yes.
Because the way he came out, he was just like, I'm ready to fight. So he ran right into the ring, started walloping on Prince Handsome. I mean, I thought Seth Daniels had this one in the books.
Right.
But...
he got distracted.
By
Warren Sanders and Shane.
Yeah. Warren Sanders was probably the comedian of the night, handling business.
Good mic skills.
Yes.
Great mic skills.
Kind of reminded me of Mystical.
Ooh. Old school reference.
Yeah. But Prince Handsome came out with the win, and I mean, Seth Daniels, we'll look to see what happens as he bounces back.
Most definitely. Which takes us to Chico Adams and Alexander Knight.
Chico, man, I liked when he started screaming.
Yeah.
I'm Lindsay Lohan, or like a softer voice than that. I can't make my voice that soft, but Chico Adams was about business. Alexander Knight had the crowd on their feet for when his high flying moves. Waiting, you saw people in our row in our section calling for the 619.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is again in his DCCW debut. Alexander Knight was not able to take care of business, and Chico Adams.
What's it going to take to get Alexander Knight to get some W's in his pocket?
I don't know if this is a slight, but I'd say a few matches against Chris Spider.
Yeah, get some confidence.
Right. I mean, he's taking on some heavy hitters. I'll give him that. And to say his single debuts and his singles, he's taking on Vince Lewis and Chico Adams. And you look at these two different fighters, but still a lot bigger than...
Yeah. Size-wise.
Size-wise.
I mean, he's in it.
And just that final finish, he can't seem to get over the hump.
So what's it going to take? Because we want to see this guy. We want to see him. We want to see some victories, some W's in his corner. It's like... So, anyway, and we know we want to see him go... We want to see a bout between him and El Nino, which we talked about earlier. Which took us to... Warren Sanders and the Caribbean Kid, which I think was one of the matches of the night.
Yeah, I think I came back from buying raffles and I was just like, man, he's not just someone who holds a camera for El Nino. This man, he can really wrestle.
Yeah.
Took Warren Sanders to the rope, to the match. Warren Sanders was going to run off at the mouth for a good portion, but his run out of the mouth didn't back it up when it came down to it.
And then they had to come in and a beatdown ensued.
Right.
And
Seth Daniels came out.
They had to get saved down there. But I think that, again, it was a well-paced, well-matched, back and forth. And Caribbean Kid came out on top, and he's calling for our least favorite heel, the keyboard. Like, they should call El Nino. Like, he's like a category, like, 0 hurricane coming in there. He's like a tropical boar keyboard warrior. And so what's going to go on with that one? Which takes us to, it's D3, not O3.
We see it, Prince of Rome, D3 versus David Mercury.
Right. Familiar with David Mercury, you've never seen the Prince of Rome.
I have not. And he did not disappoint. I mean, he disappointed because he didn't win. But
there was some cheating that happened.
Yeah.
A roll-up holding the tights, I believe.
And I didn't expect that from the Technical Alchemist, but I guess that's what happens when you meet someone from Rome.
Yeah.
When in Rome.
I guess technically you cheat any way you can.
Yes. And David Mercury came out with the win on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, his valet, Mercury's, upped his game as well. I don't remember him having the iPad before.
Okay.
I was just like, so those calculations are getting more advanced.
Correct.
To help him win his matches.
This wish you could use that to send us thank yous.
Yes. It's all right.
That's a passive-aggressive comment. Anyway.
The Ghetto Superstar, happy birthday.
Belated happy birthday. His name is Steve Pender.
Oh.
The new national
champion of DCCW versus Chance Arn. I will say, anyone who walks to the ring eating a Hostess, because it's not a donut, because a Hostess walks in with a nice rope and says, yeah, let's wrestle, has my favor.
He was a big guy.
Yeah.
He's very, like, obviously, Hostess is in his, like, training regiment. And Chance Arn, if that's how you pronounce his name, no cupcake, no pushover.
No.
In great shape. It's almost like the guy who goes to the gym.
Versus the guy who just woke up.
Yeah. Kind of rolled in. It's like, oh man, I gotta go to work. Like if the Ghetto Superstar had hair, it looked like it would probably be a little like bedhead type situation.
Yeah. His music got the crowd going.
It was very choice. James Brown is those are some toe tappers.
Yeah. Well, as we mentioned, Ghetto Superstar is now your new national champion of DCCW. And what was great about this is his family bringing out the cake.
Yeah.
Celebrating with his family, talking about that family aspect of how that's so important. Hopefully, now that we know, maybe we'll bring him Krispy Kreme donuts.
We don't have Krispy. Is there a Krispy Kreme in our area?
I feel like on the way.
Okay.
On the way. No promises.
No promises at all. Next was a tag team championship bout with Jason Falcone, which that was your first time seeing him.
Yeah.
Hayden Price, Flash and Cash we're familiar with. They are the tag team champs versus the Metro Brothers.
Man.
A lot of talk.
A lot of talk.
And then it finally happened.
10 minutes later.
10 minutes later. And then, when it's all said and done, after the talk, what happens? Metro Brothers cheated. They thought, like you could hear that belt. It was like that snap, that crack. Kyle had to call it.
Yeah, great eyes by Kyle. Great ears by
You
Kyle.
just said Kyle misses a lot of stuff.
I mean, for right there, but, I mean...
Okay.
We're in a new state.
Okay.
Maybe he misses stuff in Georgia.
That could be it.
He's not the commish, you know.
No. And so, Metro Brothers become DQ'd, and Jason Falcone and Hayden Price hold tag team championship belts.
Endurance for this one, I would definitely say. You had to have a lot of endurance, because I was thinking... This one started at about 9:30.
Yes.
Went to about 9:50.
It was a 20-minute bout.
And I was just like, they're fighting through it.
Yeah.
And getting it through.
Which brings us to the final bout, to which Eddie Torres won in a three-way match with Jesse Neal, the Dog of War, and the Storm. Truth be told, I found this morning when I was looking at the DCCW Facebook page because, one, we were tired.
Yeah.
Two, we had to kind of drive back. Three, we were hungry.
Yeah.
And so, the match started out, with, Jesse Neal and the Storm teaming up to take care of the Authority, Eddie Torres.
Respect my authority. I respect his authority. I want that.
But we do know he won, but we had to leave We
wouldn't have made it home till like 1 a.m.
Yeah. And we're old and tired and hungry.
Yeah.
So, overall, it was the matches. I mean, I feel bad that we had to leave. Or maybe that makes us not like super fans on some level, but we're human.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought the matches were really well done.
I had no problem. Like, it was every match built upon the last one, and you knew.
I agree. That's a good way.
You knew why this was placed here in the order. Played no games. There was someone named JoJo.
Yeah.
Who walked around in a cape and a fedora. I have to say, I'm usually not a fan of a cape, but it makes me want to get a cape and a fedora.
Unless you're playing in a prog rock band, there's no need for a cape in my book. Personal opinion. All right, which brings us to Sunbelt. It happened on August 24th at the Nashville United Methodist Church in Nashville, Georgia. We did a live pre-show.
Which was fun.
We kind of knew what was going on, but we kind of didn't. We were kind of kept in the dark, which I kind of enjoy that.
Yes.
There. One, we need to thank Order 66 for asking us to partake, and everybody at Sunbelt, Brooks, Duke, and Hector, everything like that. It was a great show. It was a sellout. The venue was great.
Yes. Really great. I think the stage presence, having Sunbelt back there with that huge sign.
It was a great Sunbelt, kind of like kicking off the fall, and it was like kind of cruddy weather,
right? And
the people were out there regardless of it,
lined up.
Yeah, in the rain.
Yeah.
So let's get to it. First match, Pure Goodness versus Eddie and Cruz.
I mean,
handicap match,
and you're thinking, well, will Eddie and Cruz be enough to stand up to Pure Goodness? And one, how long can this go? How long can someone stand up against Pure Goodness?
Right.
Granted, I don't think Eddie and Cruz knew what they were getting into by coming out to the ring, but
he demolished them
quickly. Like, I'd say under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was an easy win for Pure Goodness to get his day started.
Exactly, which set us up for the Battle Royal with 14 entrants. We're not going to bore you with each entrant in there.
No.
But first and foremost, we're going to talk about the first entrant.
Hold My Beer Hansen.
Yes.
We talked before the show actually started in different techniques. And
the pre-show, yeah. We got Cassius Max technique. He was dodge, dash, and duck.
Right.
Hold My Beers. What was his again?
I want to say it was just knock some heads, smash some heads.
Landon Lashley's? I thought he was knock some heads.
He's probably knocked some heads. Hold My Beers was a different one.
We have to go back. It's been a week or so.
School
started.
But Hold My Beer definitely took his technique and applied it.
Yes, but surprise entrance.
Duke.
Number 14.
Number 14.
Duke from Order 66.
Man, when I saw him come out, I was just like, "What is this? Is this where the refs finally get their payback against the wrestlers?"
I was concerned because Duke came out a little cocky,
right?
A little cocksure, a little bit like he's going to take care of business. Because when you look to who was in the ring, there was some
heavy hitters.
Some heavy hitters in there, and as soon as it was almost like he went in. It's like you ever walked into the wrong bathroom by accident. Like you think you walk into the women's. Has that ever happened to you?
Nah.
Okay. This is sometimes I'll just see I'll see the men. Yeah. And I just like go in and I'm just not paying attention. And then it's like, ooh, once I realize I'm like, ooh, wrong place. And most of the time there's nobody in there. Thank God. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing enough. But I'm like, I just like do that beeline and turn around as quick as I can out there. Because I don't want to, it was almost like that same thing. He stepped in the ring and then he stepped right out of the ring.
Yeah.
So, but all said and done, usually the first person in, usually the cards are stacked against them.
Right. They definitely need endurance to get through this. Hold My Beer for a good portion. I mean, you can watch the full video on our YouTube.
Yeah.
You'll see him start off a little bit strong, but as the more people start getting in, you find him in a corner. Until finally he starts to pick up that kind of speed to get back in.
It takes some serious cardio, and whatever he's been doing, whatever his training is, because he ended up winning.
Right.
And the winner then was what they won. I don't know if you would consider this like a prize.
They get to face Mike Payne.
Yes.
For his Southern Heritage
Championship.
Yeah.
So that's what he had to look forward to.
And look forward to, he did. I mean, he was respectful of the champ.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about that in a minute. Do you want to get about the tag team?
Yes. Frank Voudy, one half of the tag team champion.
I think it's Voudy. I'm going to say Voudy. I don't want to be botched call on that one.
I got you. Frank Voudy was surprised to find his new tag team partner being Bryce Cannon.
Because his daddy paid for it.
Yeah, I wish someone would just buy me stuff when I asked for it.
Me too.
Versus the Kings of Mayhem, Vernon Black and Alejandro Bravo.
One, I want to add on here to interrupt. This is Vernon Black's new tag team partner. Not knowing to expect. Also, we saw Vernon Black in the audience at DCCW.
That we did.
He did not look happy.
He never really does.
Okay. That was a great combination. You talk about tag teams, they work together really well. And you could tell that between Voudy and Canyon, who didn't.
Yeah, they're... it looks like money doesn't buy everything. And it definitely didn't buy these belts.
No.
Or this match. Kings of Mayhem came in. Definitely knew what it took to take down some frat bros and
Frank Voudy, who's turned face now.
Maybe he wants that appeal from the crowd. He's tired of getting booed.
Yeah. It was almost like Frank Voudy was in a handicap match.
Because, I mean, yeah, at times you can expect that. Bryce Cannon's not going to be your go-to guy in a tag team match.
I think he would sell you out in a heartbeat.
Just to get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, and we saw that at the end of the match when the beatdown was going on. He was like, go ahead.
See ya.
My loyalty goes as far as my, once the money runs out, we're done. And obviously he wasn't happy with some of the stuff we posted on there. So now, not only do we get heat from El Nino for no apparent reason, some projected issues. I mean, this is maybe projected daddy issues here.
From Bryce Cannon?
From Bryce Canyon.
Maybe because he never saw one of his matches.
That's true.
He would not be wasting money.
So where is Frank Voudy going nowadays? What direction? I guess that's the question we need to ask for the next Sunbelt event.
Singles?
Singles, yeah.
Singles? Mm-hmm. Maybe, maybe here's the thing. Maybe he's the person to defeat Mike Payne.
He's more of like a middle,
I understand.
He's like a 205 guy.
Yeah.
Mike Payne, big guy. Fast.
Big guy.
Okay, which brings us to Landon Lashley and El Nino.
All the El Nino, stepped out, gave a spill of how he deserved to be in the main event.
Yes.
That he really wasn't eliminated. But if you watch that beautiful footage, you'll see El Nino sliding out, walking away because he couldn't handle the pressures of a Royal Rumble, and he couldn't handle the pressure, again, of Landon Lashley.
And he also had extra hand from El Chapo.
Yeah, like how much help. You have Embracato, you have El Chapo, and...
It seems like there was like not only the first match was a handicap match, which obviously was easily won by pure goodness, but you had the tag team match, which was I would call that a handicap match. Having Bryce Canyon on your team I would say that's a handicap. And then we get into El Nino versus, obviously you're going to try to bring whatever. I could kind of respect win at all costs. You're going to cheat to win. I get that. But like how much more you had all those advantages and still couldn't win. And then complained that he should have been fighting Mike Payne. I don't think
he wants that kind of heat.
No. And I would add here, he talked a lot of trash about us
heading into this.
And we don't hide
at all.
We're quiet. We root, but nowhere.
He was nowhere to be found during that pre-show.
Yeah.
Guess he did not want to talk to the professor.
I guess he can't deal with the truth.
Yeah.
And he was using his own argument, our argument we had against him, tried against us. He called us keyboard warriors. I think we started that chant.
Right. If you want to see the full match between Landon Lashley and El Nino, you can check that out on our YouTube page.
Please do. Which brings us to take this away.
Johnny Maverick versus Cassius Mack.
What made this match? I think we didn't know this at the time.
I did not know that this would be the last time we'd see Johnny Maverick. And I think what's weird about this, because, we get there early to set up. Mm-hmm. And it's me who's always catching your eye, seeing where the wrestlers are. And you see, I don't know how this is, you see Johnny Maverick across from Cassius Mack getting ready for this match, or their normal wrestler stuff, not knowing that these two who have been in the game for a good minute would go out like this. I mean,
I was surprised. The last booking, so Duke, Order 66, who put this show together, which was really well booked, great storylines, booked Johnny Mavericks, and it wasn't. I guess maybe Johnny knew, maybe Duke. I don't know. I doubt it. And we didn't definitely know that, because we were just like, when we'll talk about this when we get the Spinebusters, we were looking forward to Johnny Maverick and David Ali.
Yes. We'll probably won't be hearing Notorious come across.
And so, which brings us into, did the ref miscount this on purpose? Maybe the ref was in on it. Let's talk conspiracy. Was Cassius Mack screwed? Because he's always talking about how he just doesn't get the love anymore.
Right. And that we don't understand him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Johnny Maverick earned this one. I gotta say, I think he earned it. It's just gonna be sad to see, you never know, I guess. And you always hear that phrase, you never know when it's gonna be your last or something.
Yeah.
And just to see this one go out the way it did, it was exciting. It was a great match, but just to know that it was his last one, who knows? Hopefully he's remembered as a great champion. I mean,
if you try to be positive, maybe he recovers, something happens, and we see him back.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, I'm not saying this is a false retirement.
Because it's not.
So,
yeah.
But it is a retirement, and maybe he gets the itch, he's feeling better, he might come back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Which brings us to
the beatdown.
Oh my God.
Of all beatdowns.
Mike Payne was trying to prove a point.
That Hold My Beer Hansen isn't good enough to hold his boots.
No.
Or beer.
And it was like old school
versus
the young buck.
You're a rookie. You're not doing nothing. Get up, boy. Get up. You won't have fun.
disrespected Hold My Beer Hansen. And one, you got to say Hansen also went through a whole battle royal.
Yeah, he did. I mean, granted, he wasn't facing like all other 13 at the same time.
Right.
But Mike Payne just came into this like, you think I'm giving up this belt? You got another thing coming.
And he just threw him around like a rag doll. Or doll, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah. I don't know who peed in Mike Payne's cereal.
I don't know. I mean, hats off for Hold My Beer, like, just taking that beat down.
And sticking through it.
Yeah. And, I mean, talking about going back to the ref's attack, I mean, Mike Payne was in the ref's face. I believe Duke was reffing this one. Just seriously up in his face the whole time. And then at the end of it, after the beatdown,
opportunity to shake hands.
Yeah. No respect.
Saying, Hold My Beer Hansen isn't even good enough.
Which, I'm sorry?
Our final match, yeah.
The main event, Mr. Saturday Night, Jared Michaels versus Pure Goodness.
Goodness.
Did everybody, make sure everybody knows that.
Yes. Mr. Saturday Night, recovering from what we were told early on in the show was ribs. Bruised injury to the ribs.
Yeah.
Again, Pure Goodness had already wrestled early on in the night, but that was a quick warm-up for him to go against Jared Michaels. And then I mentioned capes earlier in the DCCW because Pure Goodness comes out with a cape.
I'm trying to get a picture of it.
On the shoulder pads.
With the face mask.
Capes are in this year. I'm telling you, here we go. Spinebuster, along with my 6 belts, a cape.
You just dropped the 6 belt thing.
My bad.
Without setting it up. The discussion.
I'll set it up.
Please set it up because again, we complain about storyline and dropping things, and then you just did it. So I'm calling. Whoa! Hit the mic right. I was so animated, I just punched the mic accidentally. So set that up for the listeners after the discussion we were having.
All right, we go to these shows and we see people wearing belts, and they're pretending to be wrestlers. Mm-hmm. So I want to be like a Floyd Mayweather, having like 6 extravagant belts, like 2 around my waist, 1 on each shoulder. That's 4, and then maybe 1 on each pinky ring. Like we're going pretty wild, and then I'm gonna come in with shades. Dark shades.
That's a commitment. I'll believe it when I see it.
You got it.
I mean, you've been talking about it.
I'm already on Amazon.
So, I'll call Chanel again.
Now, when it happens,
I'm gonna lose it.
Okay.
And you talked about this that's a great transition to Spinebusters, the Summer Bash 19 at Mathis Auditorium. You were talking about that when we were sitting and waiting for the show to start, which. That show, it just well booked, well paced, a lot of surprises. We already mentioned the Johnny Maverick retirement speech, but the first match, boom, out of the case, and then we were kind of talking about the beginning of it, Mako versus Brother Azrael, and the promo that was dropped the day before.
Yeah. Oh well, this thing started way earlier than expected. Like, usually show starts at 6 or 7, started like 6:50.
Right.
Mako, to that day, he had been the champion, Spartan champion, for a year. Granted, I'm assuming he didn't know that the crowd knew what 365 was.
Well, he said he'd had it over a year, and then said 365 days, which is not over a year. It is a year.
That education,
There's some math. If he said 366 days, technically,
yeah.
That is over a year.
The undefeated champion for a year. Well, now over a year.
Now over a year.
Over a year took on Brother Azrael, who dropped a promo. And I mean, the promo is what it is. And we look at it and we say, who's going to beat Mako? Who's going to keep up with the speed of Mako in this situation? I mean, Brother Azrael can keep the strength-wise. There's no touching Brother Azrael in this match.
No, for his size, he's got, surprisingly speedy. Like Mike Payne, you would not think somebody of Mike Payne's size and stature, who looks like more like one of those professional weightlifter guys.
Yeah.
Like a power lifter. You're like, whoa, where did that come from? So I can't knock him on speed and the skill that he brings to the ring.
And well, we looked at this one and we see no need for even influence. You think mentor, tag team partner, Preston Paradise is just chilling.
Yeah.
There's no need for him to get into the side of this because he has faith in his champ. You even see him talking to the people in the crowd.
Yeah, some kid was like supporting him while some of the more vocal fans that are not Preston Paradise fans are making him know what they think.
You have Mako probably not taking this as serious as he should.
Yeah.
And again, Mako comes out with a win. And we're left with this question of who can beat Hunter Mako?
I think also, I'm going to go back to the promo here.
The promo? Okay.
The promo here. You said, did you check this out? And I'm like, have you been on? I'm like, I was teaching, and then I go to my side hustle. And then, I go home and eat real fast, and then went to the show. And I'm like, no. And then I watched it. You showed me some bits. And then when I got home, I sat and watched kind of the whole thing. And he doesn't even, all right, you can't say a podcast. Just mention our names. Like, we're not above criticism on that. And then I don't even know if he got what he was saying. We tend to be positive on here. We want to support this stuff. And our criticism is just to be like, hey, this is where we saw it. And it's not mean-spirited. It's just it's criticism.
Right.
For what it's worth. We're fans. We understand all that stuff. But, again, gosh, it's going to hurt me to say is, El Nino and Bryce Canyon, they'll call us out in our faces. I can appreciate that.
Yes.
I know where they stand.
Yeah.
I know I need to watch my back when I'm around those people.
Because something's definitely going to happen, yeah.
Yeah. So, that you're going to... So, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. Otherwise, you're just another keyboard warrior in my eyes.
And that'll come up a little bit later when we start talking about later matches of...
Yeah.
But at the end, you see Brother Azrael laying down or sitting down in the
pouting.
Middle. Yeah, that, man, another opportunity slipped through his fingers.
And then, where is he developing? Where is he going? I'm just going to pout.
Yeah. I thought it was on a trajectory to go up, but now it looks like it's going way down.
Let's talk about somebody who is on the projection to go up.
Lexi Gomez.
Boom. I would double asterisk her name right there.
Good deal.
And when you came into, she was partnered with Preston Paradise.
Yes.
Who would have predicted the swerve?
To where now, from not being a crowd favorite that one event, to now everyone's screaming Lexi.
And, of course, who did she beat?
Imbra Kato, which was refreshing. It was refreshing to see her moving up, I guess, in her Georgia.
Yeah.
Because we'd never seen them in Valdosta.
No. This is a debut for her in the Valdese. And for someone who's always claiming she's going to win every championship belt,
I don't think she's gonna.
It was a good match, and I think this one of the things we brought up consistently is we want to see strong female presence in matches, and this really strengthens. I felt like it was great, and I would like to see more of this, more females on the cards. I understand it's kind of like a sometimes hard, but yeah, this was great.
I mean, outside of the manager's interferences and Imbra Kato running away from Lexi Gomez a few times, pacing was well. I mean, and seeing Lexi Gomez, I guess, in more matches for Spinebuster is pretty cool. To where, I don't know. We talk about on here. I have future of women's. You have futures of women's division.
Yeah.
I could see her as a champ.
I could too. She's like people. She obviously, it was a slow build up in the match.
Yeah.
And then it popped. It ended strong.
So, that's us rooting.
Yes, we're fans.
We're fans.
Next match was the Pale Horse, Josie Quinn
versus Proc the Croc Johnson,
who coming back, and we were told by J2 Strong at the pre-show at Sunbelt, he's in a better place mentally. He's coming back strong, and it was a strong match, but
Josie Quinn dominated. he gave the boot to Brock, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I
think it was the first time I'd seen Brock the Croc struggle that much in a ring.
Yeah. I mean, you had the crowd calling for Gator Roll like 5 or 6 times, and I was just like, I don't think the Gator Roll's going out this time.
No.
I
don't see Josie Quinn being a victim to the Gator Roll, but he dominated and just beat down it and won that match. So again, we talk about this as where's pop, about a lot of wrestlers, but what is the direction Brock the Croc's going to go in? How is he going to rebound from this? He's had a couple non-W's, some L's. What's it going to take him to rebound?
Because when I first saw him come back, I was just like, he's primed to beat Mako. Mm-hmm. Now, it's going to take some months, some real training. But it does offer Josie Quinn versus Mako.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you take?
I would go Josie Quinn, even with the AMH behind him. That dude, he's just stone cold.
I'm here to wrestle, and
he probably goes and eats like chews aluminum cans in the afterwards,
Yeah.
Okay, so we get to the Gladiator Championship. Finally, there's this is the first time this belt on the line. The belt is on the line now.
24/7.
24/7.
We just happen to find the 7 on this one.
Yes.
Cassius Mack versus Hold My Beer Hansen. For the belt, we have to mention that because Shotgun Charlie Walker told us 5 minutes in.
Yeah, we knew that. Yeah. I can appreciate it. Better late than never.
Thank you, Shotgun.
Yes, thank you.
I screamed good guy.
Yeah.
I was here. I told Cassius Mack, like, hey, I was going to be a fan for this one.
Yeah, you were. I was kind of neutral on it. I just wanted to see a good match. It was brutal.
Hold My Beer Hansen in a matter of, what is that? It's from Saturday to Wednesday.
4 or 5, I don't know.
3, however many days.
Let's see, you go, let's see. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days.
4 days. Hold My Beer Hansen did not have enough time to recover from that Mike Payne.
And the Battle Royal.
To face Cassius Mack. Because Cassius Mack took it to him in a way that, to spear him through a table.
Yeah.
To, what is it? I mean, Hold My Beer Hansen had to suffer through a chair to the back.
Right.
He was zip tied.
Beat down in front of his family.
It was tough.
And it was almost like Cassius Mack proved his point and then went overboard.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we get it. And then just went on and on and on. Because it's almost like this is what I have to do to get your respect, which almost things like backfires against you.
And, he had a little help.
Yeah.
His old tag team partner, Brother Azrael, came out.
Yeah.
Helped him out.
Of course.
We'll see. Tag teams are forming. In the Spinebuster.
Or is it an alliance of some sort? Well, they used to be tag team partners.
Yeah.
And when they're under the Team Pure Goodness faction, whatever that was. So, what direction do they get? Where's Cassius Mack? How's Hold My Beer going to respond from this? Obviously, an ice bath.
Yeah.
On that.
Rest up. How long can Cassius Mack hold this?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Which brought to what you called the match of the night.
Yes, it was the match of the night. And I'll even be the first to say, I was wondering, why is Logan Creed facing Ashton Starr?
I thought they built that story up, and Ashton did a great job explaining it in the ring before the match happened, because he put out an open call challenge to anybody.
And this was amazing from start to finish. Like, whoa, I would love to see this one. It's almost like that Johnny Maverick versus Logan Creed level of, I didn't know that I wanted this match until I saw it. And every single step of the way, you saw Ashton Starr keeping up with Logan Creed.
Because the last time we saw Ashton Starr was against David Ali. I was like, that's a good match. But I think David Ali brings everybody's game up because they want to beat him.
Right.
And so, what was his game going to be? Obviously, the funny part was like, I want to go eye to chest to you, because Logan Creed's like, what, 6'9", 7 foot? I don't know, he's a tall dude.
Yeah.
Big guy. Ends in a DQ. a run-in, and which I don't know. I mean, what was probably the highlight of the match for you?
The highlight of this match, I'd have to see, say, the idea that you were going to see a team-up of Logan Creed and Ashton Starr.
Yeah.
As a tag team. I mean...
I thought, like, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but he's going to be teaming up with BTB.
BTB?
Yeah.
I mean...
To go against the AMH crew.
It's going to be a wild...
Because after that match...
Yes.
Then it was like the hinges fell. The roof blew off. Whatever the stupid cliche statement is on that.
AMH versus BTB and Proc the Croc Johnson.
Because he replaced... Johnny Maverick was originally slated in there. Because this goes back to the previous show. Like, hey. I'm here. So... Next round, we're going to see Logan Creed replace. So I think that gives BTB an extra advantage because he's a monster.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. But to go back to it, it was very, I would say, sensory overload because there was action in the ring, out of the ring, all over the auditorium.
This one could not be contained.
No.
I also have a small plug or small question here for you.
Yeah.
How does David Ali always get these people's shirts? Like, he'll see him with other wrestlers' shirts.
Does he have somebody buy them for him?
And then just bring it to him?
Yeah.
He has a secret shopper.
I can appreciate that he supports the local wrestlers.
Yeah. He's bringing money into their pocket.
Yeah. So I would say at the end, they get the last laugh. They're getting his money.
Yeah.
But it was just pure mayhem. And again, this goes back to, it was like a... I don't know if anybody... I can't even remember. It was a DQ, right? There was no winner.
I want to say... I can't even remember.
It was a pure Donnybrook. Slobberknocker, as Jim Ross would say.
At some point, you're like, who's the legal man?
Yeah.
It was hard to keep track. I mean, it was...
Because BTB came in there just right off the bat, just like ready to fight.
Yeah. Crowd got their gator roll.
So, this show... left a lot of questions. Obviously, we saw the Johnny Maverick retirement, which we've talked about. Where does the future of the women's division go with Spinebuster? I think that every female bout match just strengthens it. And, like, I don't even know if they have a female championship belt.
I don't think so.
So, why is Cassius Max... Why is he turned into a heel? Why did he all of a sudden, like, nobody likes me? Thing, kind of like a pouty thing. And we discussed this at the Taco Bell. What is Will Beer Hansen's future now? How is he going to rebound from this? Obviously, there's the physical healing in there, but are we going to have a return? I mean, he may have already won the belt. We just haven't seen the footage yet.
Right.
On that. Like we mentioned, Ashton Starr stepped up.
Definitely stepped up. I mean, in a huge way.
And not only was it a surprise retirement match, but America's Most Hated and Connor Mason's sudden turn to join them for some reason.
Connor Mason. When I was playing this morning on my way here, him calling himself the Messiah of wrestling.
Yeah.
I was just like, whoa, you couldn't even defeat David Ali.
Yeah.
I mean,
so as you can't beat them, you join them,
and then they allow you to be called the Messiah of professional wrestling.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who's the baby hands now?
Yeah, that is true. Who is the baby hands now? I mean, he couldn't be a Here we go. He couldn't beat David Ali. He couldn't get his job back from Shotgun Charlie Walker.
Right.
So what did he do? He had to go crying in the hands of Preston Paradise and do the dog and pony show.
Hat in hand,
turn his back on the fans.
How is Shotgun Charlie Walker going to deal with this? Obviously, like there was a sign, he's worried he's taking the promotion down the dark road. And you know what? Charlie has made some missteps, and we've definitely called him out for it. Yeah. But each show, we see him get a little bit better.
And growth.
We see growth within Shotgun Charlie Walker.
Who do you think bailed Shotgun out of jail?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably they should arrest him for not mentioning the Save Mathis Auditorium.
Yes.
On that. So, questions after that was, what direction is Spinebuster going to go into? With the rise of the AAMH faction, so where is that going to take you? Is there going to be some alternative factions? Like, how does Cassius Mack and Brother Azrael, like, where do they fit in this big picture? Are they going to have, like, a loose alliance with them? I don't know. One of the beefs I was looking forward to, but with the retirement of Johnny Maverick, was David Ali.
Where does he go from now?
Right, yeah, within that AMH thing. Maybe he's next. I mean, he was the holder of the Gladiator Championship belt. When's his chance going to be to kind of, like, move up to some of the bigger promotions in the area? Who knows?
The Prophet, Brother Azrael. Oh,
Yeah.
he hit that one, right?
Yeah.
Will he team up with Cassius again, and we'll see those two versus BTB?
No, I don't think the next match. I mean, because obviously it's
This.
going to be BTB versus AMH.
Part 4.
Part 4 on that one.
I'm excited.
I think that's good. I mean, those guys have just gotten better and better every time we've seen them.
Yeah.
And what's it? I mean, is Logan Creed and the BTB, like, and then we look at, like, Hold My Beer Hansen and then Proc the Croc. Are they going to form a faction, a loose alliance?
You may finally get your lumberjack match.
That I would like to see that. I think that would be great. I think that would really. We do a lumberjack match that solves all the problems, like, of this interference stuff going on, because it keeps everybody honest inside the ring.
And I have your two main people who are in the ring: Preston Paradise, Logan Creed.
Yes, that would be a beat. I would enjoy. That's a match I would like to see. Will the heels be running things this fall?
I believe so. I mean, looks like Connor Mason got the mic back. Granted, he dissed his friends. A few chair slaps, sweeper. Hopefully he's recovering.
I hope so. He the sweeper, surprise star of the evening.
Yes.
The sweeper. And so, I mean, what's this building up to? So I'm looking forward to what's happening. Was that going to be on September? What did we write that down on?
I got September 18th.
September 18th. What's going to happen to that? And, like, we posted some words, El Nino. Where's our heat going with that?
Hopefully it's dying down.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's always fun to make.
I kind of stoke the flames a little bit.
Gotcha.
They talk some trash and then back it up. SWA Vengeance. It almost seems like it's been almost 2 months since we were at SWA.
Yes, it does. But this one was pretty cool because the band was back together.
Yeah.
It was you, Blast, okay, Bill.
Yeah.
And me. We were back together and getting our nachos on.
Yes.
So.
Pavo Nachos. It is the heavyweight champion of the nachos of any promotion.
I gotta say, I thought I was lying to myself when I said it. Pavo Nachos are unmatched. You all think we hype them up, but please.
Check out the concession?
Yeah, Pavo Indie Nachos. We're growing.
But yeah, that definitely they can't be beat.
No.
Can't be beat. Vengeance 19 opened up with the Soviet Assassin, Preston Veston III, and the King versus the King of the Lightweights, Chris Spider, and Hoodstar Dark Rage.
Man. We're just waiting. We're waiting to see. Now we've seen part of this tag go on, this tag team of the Soviet Assassin and Preston Veston.
I like that tag team.
It's a quality one. It's growing.
Yeah.
We have to wonder, will they take it up to compete in the tag team? Mm-hmm. Obviously, Chris Spider is growing into his own.
Yeah. With
each match that he comes back to Pavo area.
Yeah.
And with Dandy Jack in your sideline, how can you expect to lose?
And there's been heat between Dark Rage and Preston Veston for a long time. Where is that going?
How does it end?
Because Chris Spider and Dark Rage won
this match.
Unexpectedly, when you have Dandy Jack in your corner and people who will do anything to win the match, I'm not surprised.
No.
So that brings us. We had and these are in no particular order. AIWF National Championship bout, which was Alexander Knight's
SWA.
His singles
debut
against Vince Lewis, who was the champion. And you got a high flyer versus, would you say, like Vince Lewis is more of a technical wrestler to me.
Right.
I would perceive him as that.
Work you down, test your endurance, and then make you tap.
He's known for putting submission holds on.
Yeah. And
so it was an interesting clash of styles.
Yes.
And it was, I think what happened is, like, the styles did not work in Alexander Knight's favor. And that Vince Lewis, surprisingly, I believe it was a pin.
Pinned him up and took care of business. And
held that one. So, again, where's Alexander? Where's he going to go in his solo singles career here? And, I would want to see him to get some W's in there. And I agree. Maybe Chris Spider is like a confidence builder match.
Yeah.
On that. Speedy Ricky debut.
That was pretty exciting. Speedy Ricky running around and getting to face the scoundrel Rod Grimes in your debut.
Yeah.
Obviously, the crowd doesn't like Rod Grimes, so that gives you confidence.
There's some. He's got some super fans, some super secret super fans.
Yeah.
On there.
That is definitely true.
Speedy Ricky versus on that one. What were your takes?
I'd say the scoundrel coming back, trying to win some matches, trying to assert his dominance as probably one of the front runners of SWA. Mm-hmm. It took him some time. I mean, Trash Force is out there with him, and he needs that kind of help now. I think he's moved away from I only need Dandy Jack to now I need a whole tag team just to back me up,
right,
to win a match.
And who won that match? I'm totally trying to remember that one.
If I say, well,
I think it was Rod Grimes won that match.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, and that's what it takes. I mean, it takes a tag team to help him get back out of that 3-month losing streak.
I feel like we've watched so much wrestling
that it's coming back. I mean,
it's just coming back. So that brings us to one of the things we're champion, and it's not like we're super for the cause, but we wanted just to be more than just a
one match off.
Or just like a side thing, was the women's tournament for the vacated SWA championship with Catalina Perez, Killing King, Reagan Fire, and Roxy Rouge. Okay, yes, thank you. That's why I paused, because I wanted to say Rogue for a second.
Or is it Kylan?
Kylan or Kylan King. Call us out on that.
Yeah.
First round.
The boss chick. Catalina Perez versus Roxy Rouge.
Yes.
And I'd have to say, I was sitting next to you and Bill, and I was saying, like, this is probably going to be one of the top ones. This match should have been our finals match. I would have flipped.
Yeah.
Because they brought it for different reasons, in the case that Roxy Rouge came out and she said that, well, she didn't say it verbally, but this is her time. This is her belt. She wants it back, and she's going to go through everyone to get it.
Yeah, after Lena the Destroyer just kind of was like, she was not a fighting champ.
She was not. So we'll hope that Roxy Rouge, spoiler alert, Roxy Rouge becomes a fighting champ.
Yeah, because the next bout was Reagan Fire versus the Queen of Crazy, Kylan King, and then a back and forth match. Like, obviously, Kylie King was taller. She was bigger. A little bit more muscular than Reagan Fire. Won that one, which set her up against the Madam of Mischief versus the Queen of Crazy.
That is true.
On that one. And I think the experience, obviously, of Roxy versus the inexperiencedness of King
definitely showed. But it showed me flashes, and maybe because King was wearing purple and Lena wears purple,
right?
That we're starting to see the makeshift of a true rivalry.
Yeah.
After a while, that this is something that can grow and turn this division into something that is very competitive, and give Roxy a run for her money.
It was like it was a night of a lot of new debuts because we also saw the Arrogant Americans debut.
Yes.
Because the Renegades were not there because the previous show Task Force was suspended.
Yeah.
So we saw the Arrogant Americans, versus Task Force champions.
And everyone was ready with their Trash Force chants. Task Force debuted a lot of new things, new theme music, new wrestling attire, new moves. They came back to Pavo, took that suspension well, and said, "Hey, we're the champs. You may have saw how we won it, but understand this is how we're going to compete."
They also had Rod Grimes in their corner.
Yeah. I mean, true. Rod Grimes is a snaky or scoundrel kind of person.
I would say snake. I would use that as an adjective.
Cool.
What were you... I was surprised. Not surprised. Let me see. Pleased.
With the Arrogant American?
Yeah. It was great. I mean, it was just a back and forth. I love tag teams. Tag team is probably one of my favorite. Of any of the matches, I just always enjoy it. Because you want to see how they work together.
Right.
Going back to the Falcone and Hayden Price, like you could see those guys working together as a team, and those Arrogant Americans and I almost said Trash Force, Task Force work well.
Yeah,
and I guess that's why why we like the Nightmare Syndicate so much is how those two brothers worked well together. So you saw a lot of good moving pieces together with two teams that had great energy, great communication. And obviously, one of them brought the extra cheat sauce with them.
Courtesy of the Scoundrel.
The Scoundrel, and that's why Task Force really probably... I mean, that gave them a little bit of an advantage.
Which leads me to think, in September, will the Renegades be back?
I don't know. Haven't heard back from anybody at SWA. I mean, there could be some things going on. Again, it goes back to the biscuit conspiracy.
Have the biscuits gone missing again?
Yes.
Now that's a graphic, I'll show you later. But yeah, the biscuit conspiracy is back on again. Where is Dax? Where is Maverick?
Yeah. How is this going to work out?
Yes.
Which brings us to the main event. James Morrison, the champion of SWA, versus one of the first champions of SWA, which we're not familiar with.
No,
the Outlaw. And I don't know if you'd even call it a match.
The Outlaw lived up to his name. I mean, wow. He did not give any respect to James Morrison or the belt that he held.
I think he just kind of disrespected SWA as a whole.
How could you? Yeah. As a whole, he disrespected SWA to say, how are you giving this person my belt? And I think if we see this again, he didn't even want the belt this time. He just wanted to make his presence known. If we saw this match again, I think the Outlaw wins right out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think James Morrison, he had no response to it.
No.
And nobody came out to really help him.
Which is weird, because, you'd see people who helped out.
Where was the Soviet assassin? Where was Preston Veston III? Where were
Vince Lewis?
The American? Where was his brother? Who knows? Yeah. So I guess we'll find out more on September 21st. Gridiron will be happening at the Peacock Center in Pavo. We've done a lot of. I think we got to talk about the food reviews.
Yes. Here we go. Because you're from
the Midwest.
And I did school in the Midwest. In my area, it's called a walking taco. In your area, it's called
Frito pie.
And granted, on Google, when you Google it, it says Frito pie is often called a walking taco. And I was just like, a walking taco is pretty fulfilling.
Whatever you call it, Sunbelt
did well on it.
I can appreciate. Maybe you look at this. Maybe it's come back to go. Pavo they have the corner on nachos.
Right.
Price point, perfect.
Perfect for what you get.
You feel like you're getting value for money. Yeah. So, I can't compete with that. But no. You know what? What do they not offer? Frito pie / walking taco. And you had one of Duke's pulled pork or whatever that was.
It was pretty good. I mean, shout out to Duke. I mean, that whole event, as well as the food, I enjoyed it.
On point.
I hope whenever he does.
And they had jalapenos.
Yes.
So
that's the
Sunbelt are the walking tacos or Frito pie, whatever you want to call it. They hold that corner.
And I showed you that video of me eating that large.
Yeah, that was humongous. Humongous. All right, we have also done
a lot of Taco Bell.
A lot of Taco Bells. My gut Let's start with Adele. What was your take on the Adele Taco Bell?
I'm trying to remember which one that was.
That was super clean.
Yes.
Super good service. Super friendly.
Those people were nice.
And they said, hey, have a good evening, guys.
I was like, whoa, what is this? Chick-fil-A.
I have not had that experience at a Taco Bell.
In a long time.
Yeah. Like, someone was not angry that we were walking in there. I mean, we're respectful. We understand the lobby closes at a certain time. And sometimes we're a little over, but we don't make a big mess.
Right.
But then we're like, oh, man, somebody's coming in.
North Ashley. Then we went to them.
After Spinebuster.
And they were their usual self of...
Like, they were irritated that we were in there.
Yeah. And it's not like we come in like 10 minutes before they're about to...
No, we're in there about 40 minutes beforehand.
Right. And they're just like...
And, sorry to interrupt, no root beer.
No root beer. What is that? After a certain time, all Taco Bell seem to be out of root beer.
So, I mean, thumbs down.
For no root beer.
I would give them... we got to redo our ranking order. And I would put El Nino and Bryce Canyon.
At the bottom.
And then I would put Chris Spider in the middle. He's moved up.
Way to go, Chris Spider.
He's moved to the middle.
He is now an even...
He's like the 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
On there. So I would put El Nino, Bryce Canyon. We got to come up with I'll work on that this week. McClenny.
This one was kind of weird because my name's Dorrian, and I'm assuming in Florida they don't say hurricanes' names, or they thought this was a prank.
Yeah.
But they were still nice enough, and it was clean, and the food was quick service.
Yeah.
I think that, but yeah, I don't think in Florida they say hurricanes' names.
Yeah.
Or they think it's a joke.
You thought they were playing with you.
Yeah.
But, okay, they had root beer. It was clean.
Yeah.
But, we were there way before closing time.
And they were clocking up.
Yeah. It was just come on. We're big guys. Give us a table, And I don't know. So, I'd give that a Chris Spider.
Chris Spider, 3 out of 5.
I would give, what would you give Adele? What's our top one?
It has to go, in order, Adele. Alphabetically, it definitely was.
So we go Adele, McClenny, if we do the rankings on that one.
And then North Ashley.
Yes, North Ashley at the end of it. Oh, man. Taco Bell, your mixed bag.
Yeah, please help us. We want to be Taco Bell famous.
Please.
Talk to your local manager.
Yes. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Like our Facebook page, share it all, join the discussion. We want you to be a part of the community. We appreciate it. We want to thank our sponsors here. We're going to say Order 66 for making that happen and helping keep my cold, frosty beverage cold and frosty on a hot afternoon when I'm sitting outside on my back porch. I appreciate that. I need to thank Ben Owens Music, the Pink House Music Store, Valdassa's premier mom and pop music store. And it's located in Remington, but we say Valdosta. You can't miss it on Plum Street. It is the big Pink House. Any other sponsors we need to mention?
None that come to my mind, but if you're interested in sponsoring the Professors of Wrestling, please reach out, and we're happy to have that.
And if you want us to come to your event, reach out as well.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at D2Baber.
Follow me at justaprofessor on Instagram and Twitter, and you can get Dorrian's live tweets of any show we're at.
Yeah, because I'm excited. Can I do that?
Wow, I think we're done.
We're done.